You may be healthy, alert, and enjoying time with your children and grandchildren. But just a slight change in blood pressure, within just 5 minutes, can turn everything upside down. This is the reality of a sudden stroke, which can rob you of the ability to speak, walk, or even take your life, leaving a mental and financial burden on your family. A stroke, also known as a cerebrovascular accident, occurs when the blood flow that delivers oxygen and nutrients to the brain is interrupted, usually due to a blockage or rupture of blood vessels. When this happens, brain cells do not receive sufficient nutrients and oxygen, leading to brain damage. Within just a few minutes, brain cells begin to die, causing severe harm to the body's vital functions. Without timely medical intervention, the consequences of a stroke can be dire. The patient may lose the ability to move, speak, remember, or even suffer paralysis. In many cases, a stroke can take the patient's life, especially if not treated within the golden 3 hours. Moreover, stroke survivors may face long-term disabilities that severely affect their quality of life. Those who survive may experience difficulty communicating, memory loss, or impaired motor control. This not only diminishes personal quality of life, but also places a long-term, costly burden on their families and society due to the need for ongoing care. It sounds terrifying, but the truth is that strokes are happening more often than ever before. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, a stroke occurs every 40 seconds, and individuals over 60 years old account for more than 70% of all cases. However, what saddens healthcare professionals is that 80% of strokes are preventable if seniors are properly guided and change small daily habits in a timely manner. Ironically, it is often the simplest things, like how you get up, breakfast, a glass of water, or your sitting posture, that are silently contributing to the risk of stroke forming in your body. Because these mistakes are so familiar, they go unnoticed. But one day, when your body can no longer bear it, the consequences can happen in an instant, and there's no turning back. The article below will help you identify 10 silent yet extremely dangerous mistakes that seniors often make unknowingly. All of these have been clearly warned by doctors, and fortunately, they can all be easily adjusted without cost or complexity. Don't wait until the first stroke occurs before paying attention. Spend a few minutes reading this, and you could save yourself or a loved one from a catastrophic event. 1. Getting out of bed too quickly. Most of us have the habit of waking up in the morning and hastily getting out of bed to start the day. However, while we are asleep, our body has gone through a long night with slow blood circulation and low blood pressure. When we suddenly stand up, the circulatory system cannot adapt quickly to the position change. The blood has not had time to reach the brain, leading to dizziness, loss of balance, and even falling. A stroke may occur if this situation becomes severe, especially in elderly people with weak circulation. When sleeping, the body is in a relaxed state, with low blood pressure and slow heart rate. At this point, the body is not ready for the sudden change in position, especially from lying to standing, which causes blood to not have enough time to reach the brain, leading to dizziness or fainting. This is one of the causes of strokes due to acute circulatory disorders, commonly seen in the elderly. To avoid the risk of falling or stroke due to sudden position changes, a simple solution is to not get up immediately when waking up. Instead, stay lying down for a minute to allow your body to gradually adjust to being awake. Then, sit up slowly, place your feet on the floor, and stay seated on the bed for another minute to stabilize your blood pressure. This gives your body enough time to gradually raise blood pressure and send blood to the brain before you stand up completely, reducing the risk of fainting or stroke. Performing this habit not only improves blood circulation, but also helps protect your cardiovascular health. Standing up slowly helps the body easily adjust to changes in blood pressure, minimizing the risk of stroke, falls, and brain health issues. 2. Skipping breakfast or eating too late. Breakfast is considered the most important meal of the day, especially for the elderly. However, many people have the habit of skipping breakfast or eating it too late, causing the body to wait too long before receiving its first source of energy for the day. This leads to a sharp drop in blood sugar, while blood pressure can suddenly spike, creating an imbalance in the body. The combination of high blood pressure and low blood sugar is a major risk factor that can lead to a stroke, particularly in those with weak cardiovascular systems. When we skip breakfast, the body doesn't receive energy in time, leading to low blood sugar levels. In response, the body releases stress hormones, like cortisol, to compensate for the energy deficit. This not only causes a sudden rise in blood pressure, but also increases internal stress within the blood vessels. These sudden changes can heighten the risk of a stroke, as factors like high blood pressure and unstable blood sugar levels are triggers for strokes. To avoid the dangers of skipping breakfast or eating too late, the simple solution is to have breakfast within 1 hour after waking up. This will provide the body with timely energy, stabilizing blood sugar and blood pressure right from the start of the day. Choosing easily digestible, light foods that provide enough energy is important. Foods like porridge, whole grain bread, boiled eggs, or nut milk will provide sufficient nutrients, helping to maintain stable blood sugar and blood pressure while avoiding digestive strain. Eating breakfast properly not only helps provide the necessary energy for the body, but also balances blood sugar and blood pressure throughout the day. This is a simple but effective stroke prevention measure that seniors can implement daily to protect their cardiovascular and circulatory health. 3. Not drinking enough water. One common mistake among seniors is not drinking enough water throughout the day. Although the body may not feel as thirsty as it did when younger, it doesn't mean the body doesn't need water. Water plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of physiological functions. When dehydrated, the blood in the body becomes thicker, making it difficult for blood to circulate, particularly in the brain's circulatory system. Thick blood can easily form blood clots, one of the main causes of stroke due to blocked blood vessels. When these clots travel to the brain, they can cause dangerous strokes, severely impacting health. Water helps maintain the fluidity of blood and ensures smooth circulation. When the body is dehydrated, blood volume decreases and the blood's consistency changes, leading to thicker blood, which encourages the formation of blood clots. These clots can block blood vessels supplying oxygen to the brain, leading to a stroke or other serious circulatory problems. Especially for the elderly, whose circulatory system is no longer as flexible as before, dehydration can lead to more complications. To prevent the risk of stroke and other health issues caused by dehydration, seniors should aim to drink 6 to 8 cups of water daily. This habit helps maintain good blood circulation, prevents thick blood, and reduces the risk of blood clots. However, instead of drinking large amounts of water all at once, it's better to spread the intake throughout the day, allowing the body time to absorb and utilize it. Additionally, prioritize warm water for easier digestion and to avoid disrupting metabolism. Avoid drinking too much water in one sitting, as this can put pressure on the kidneys and digestive system. Drinking enough water not only helps maintain hydration, stabilize blood pressure, but also prevents thick blood and blood clots, helping to protect cardiovascular health and prevent strokes. This is a simple yet highly effective habit for maintaining long-term health. 4. Eating too much salt. Eating too much salt is a common habit among many elderly people. As they age, their sense of taste often diminishes, and many start adding more salt to their food to make it taste more flavorful. However, consuming too much salt is a double-edged sword that harms health, as salt increases blood pressure, causes arterial stiffness, and raises the risk of cardiovascular diseases, particularly strokes. When blood pressure rises, the arteries no longer remain as soft and flexible as before, making blood circulation more difficult. This condition increases the likelihood of blood vessel blockages, one of the main causes of strokes. Salt, sodium, is the key factor in raising blood pressure. When too much salt is consumed, the body retains water to balance the sodium levels in the blood. This leads to increased blood volume, which raises blood pressure. When blood pressure remains high for extended periods, the arteries become stiff, reducing their ability to expand and causing difficulty in blood flow. This increases the risk of blood vessel blockages, leading to dangerous strokes, which can severely affect mobility and daily life. To reduce the risk of harm from the habit of eating salty foods, the solution is simple but effective. Seniors should limit the use of salt and fish sauce when cooking, as well as reduce the consumption of canned foods, which are often high in salt. Instead, artificial seasonings can be replaced with natural spices like ginger, garlic, onion, or lemon to add flavor to dishes. These natural spices not only enhance flavor, but also provide numerous health benefits, such as supporting digestion and boosting the immune system. Reducing salt in the diet will help lower blood pressure, protect arteries from stiffness, and thus reduce the risk of strokes. Additionally, replacing salt with natural spices will improve the taste of food without harming health. This is a healthy, easy-to-follow habit that seniors can maintain every day to protect cardiovascular health and effectively prevent strokes. 5. Holding urine, especially at night. 1. Seemingly harmless habit that poses a significant risk for the elderly is holding urine, especially at night. When the bladder is full, stress impacts the nervous system, exerting pressure on vital organs in the body. When the body faces this situation, especially when waking up in the middle of the night, blood pressure can spike suddenly, increasing the risk of stroke, which can even happen in the bathroom. Holding urine for too long can overload the bladder and increase pressure on the heart and blood vessels, making blood pressure harder to control. When the bladder is full but not emptied, the body triggers a stress response, causing the sympathetic nervous system to overwork to manage the situation. The sympathetic nervous system releases hormones like adrenaline, stress hormone, which causes a sudden increase in blood pressure. When blood pressure rises while the bladder is under significant pressure, blood vessels in the brain can become blocked or rupture, leading to a stroke. This is one reason many elderly people may experience a stroke shortly after waking up or while using the bathroom. To prevent the risk of stroke due to the habit of holding urine, seniors should avoid drinking too much water right before bedtime, as this increases the need to urinate during the night. Also, when feeling the urge to urinate, they should go immediately without delay, especially in the morning after waking up. This will help reduce pressure on the bladder and maintain stable blood pressure throughout the day. Developing a regular and timely urination habit not only protects the health of the bladder, but also prevents dangerous complications related to the cardiovascular and brain systems. By urinating properly and not holding it in, seniors can minimize the risk of sudden blood pressure spikes, thereby reducing the likelihood of strokes and protecting cardiovascular health. This habit will help the body function more effectively, avoid unnecessary stress on the internal organs, improve sleep quality, and reduce long-term health risks. 6. Frequent stress and anger. One of the less recognized causes of strokes is frequent stress, anger, or feelings of anxiety and frustration. Strong emotions, particularly anger, can cause blood vessels to constrict, increase heart rate, and spike blood pressure. This situation places a significant strain on the cardiovascular system, especially for the elderly who may already be at risk for heart disease or high blood pressure. These individuals are even more susceptible to serious complications, including strokes, when their emotions are triggered. When a person experiences stress, anxiety, or anger, the body releases a large amount of adrenaline, stress hormone. which increases heart rate and causes blood vessels to constrict. This leads to a sudden rise in blood pressure, increasing pressure on the vessel walls. In particular, for seniors, blood vessels are no longer as flexible as before and are more prone to damage, raising the risk of blockages or ruptures that could lead to a stroke. Prolonged stress can also lead to decreased cardiovascular function, leaving the body less capable of handling future stressors. To prevent the risk of stroke due to stress and anger, elderly individuals should practice deep breathing, a simple method that helps reduce stress immediately. Additionally, listening to soothing music, playing with grandchildren, or gardening can also help relieve stress and provide a sense of relaxation and peace. These activities increase endorphins, the feel-good hormones, reducing anxiety and anger. If possible, it is advisable to avoid stressful situations or learn how to manage emotions to protect cardiovascular health. Stress-relieving methods like deep breathing, listening to music, playing with grandchildren, or gardening not only help reduce immediate stress, but also have long-term benefits in stabilizing blood pressure, reducing blood vessel constriction, and maintaining a healthy heart. This habit not only helps protect the cardiovascular system, but also provides the elderly with a more comfortable mental state, reducing anxiety and anger. 7. Neglecting chronic diseases. A dangerous habit many elderly people tend to adopt is neglecting chronic diseases, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. Many people think, live as it comes, and believe that monitoring or treating these conditions is no longer important as they age. However, this is a misconception. Chronic conditions are silent killers that harm the body every day. High blood pressure can damage blood vessels, diabetes can cause inflammation and arteriosclerosis, while high cholesterol creates conditions for plaque buildup, leading to blood vessel blockages and increasing the risk of stroke. Ignoring these chronic conditions means missing out on early warning signs from the body. High blood pressure can increase pressure on the blood vessel walls, causing arteriosclerosis and making the vessels less elastic. This reduces blood flow and increases the likelihood of blood clots. Diabetes, if not well controlled, can damage small blood vessels, impairing circulation and raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes. High cholesterol also contributes to plaque formation in the arteries, narrowing blood vessels and obstructing blood flow. These factors, when combined, create a time bomb, making the risk of stroke much higher. To prevent dangerous complications from chronic diseases, seniors should regularly monitor their blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol levels. Regular checkups are crucial so doctors can adjust medications and treatment plans accordingly. Additionally, seniors should take medications as prescribed and never stop taking them, even if they feel better. This will help manage chronic conditions and reduce the risk of stroke and cardiovascular complications. Monitoring and treating chronic diseases not only helps the elderly maintain stable health, but also aids in detecting potential health issues early, allowing for timely intervention. Proper management of blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol can prevent strokes and protect blood vessels from damage. This is a simple but crucial habit for maintaining a healthy and safe life. 8. Dangerous habits. One of the dangerous habits that elderly people often fall into is sitting or lying down for long periods without movement. This is common when older adults spend too much time watching TV, reading books, or resting without physical activity. Sitting too long or lying down all day can lead to poor blood circulation, especially in the lower limbs, where blood vessels don't receive enough oxygen and nutrients. This condition can create an opportunity for blood clots to form in the veins, and when these clots travel to the brain or lungs, they can cause a stroke or pulmonary embolism, both of which are serious medical emergencies. When the body is not active, blood circulation slows down, especially in the lower limbs. Where gravity affects blood flow, and makes it harder for blood to return upwards. This can cause blood to pool in the blood vessels, allowing platelets and other components to clump together and form clots. If a blood clot breaks off and travels through the bloodstream to the brain, it can block blood vessels in the brain, leading to a stroke. If the clot moves to the lungs, it can block blood vessels in the lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism, a life-threatening condition. To prevent these issues, elderly individuals should ensure they get regular movement, especially if they have to sit for long periods. Every 45 to 60 minutes, it's recommended to stand up and walk around gently to help blood circulate better. Simple activities like rotating the wrists, ankles, or doing some stretching exercises are also effective in stimulating blood circulation and reducing blood vessel blockages. These actions don't require much time and can be done anywhere, helping to protect cardiovascular health and prevent dangerous complications. Light exercise after sitting for long periods not only enhances blood circulation but also helps reduce the risk of blood clots forming while maintaining flexibility in the body. These simple exercises help seniors maintain long-term health, reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, and especially strokes. Additionally, physical activity can improve mental well-being, reduce stress, and provide a more pleasant feeling in daily life. 9. Taking a hot shower. Immediately after waking up. One dangerous habit that many elderly people often fall into is taking a hot shower immediately after waking up. While taking a hot shower can be soothing, if done right after waking up, the body hasn't had time to adjust to the sudden temperature change, especially when blood pressure is still low. Hot water causes blood vessels to dilate, increasing blood flow outward, while the body hasn't had enough time to regulate blood pressure. This can lead to a sudden drop in blood pressure, making elderly individuals prone to fainting, dizziness, and, in severe cases, even a stroke in the bathroom. A very dangerous accident. When taking a hot shower, the blood vessels in the body expand to help cool the body, which means less blood circulates through the vessels. However, after waking up, the body hasn't adjusted blood pressure, especially if it's low, so blood cannot flow properly to the brain, causing dizziness or fainting. A sudden drop in blood pressure can deprive the body of oxygen, leading to dangerous complications like a stroke. To avoid this situation, elderly people should wait at least 30 minutes after waking up before taking a shower. This time allows the body to adjust its blood pressure and circulation. When showering, it is advisable to use lukewarm water, not too hot, to prevent sudden temperature changes that could be dangerous. Lukewarm water will help the body relax without overly dilating the blood vessels, while also promoting blood circulation without putting pressure on the cardiovascular system. Waiting at least 30 minutes after waking up before showering and choosing lukewarm water helps maintain stable blood pressure and reduces the risk of sudden blood pressure drops. Additionally, this practice helps the body gradually adapt to environmental changes and minimizes the chances of complications such as fainting, dizziness, or stroke in the bathroom. This is a simple yet very important habit for protecting health and ensuring the safety of elderly individuals. 10. Ignoring early warning signs. One common mistake many elderly people make is ignoring the early warning signs of a stroke. Symptoms such as numbness in the limbs, slurred speech, dizziness, loss of balance, or severe headaches are often overlooked and dismissed as old age problems. However, these signs are early warnings of a stroke, a highly dangerous condition that can rob a person of their ability to move, speak, or even take their life if not treated promptly. A stroke typically occurs when blood flow to the brain is suddenly reduced, depriving brain cells of oxygen and nutrients. In the early stages of a stroke, the brain may still be functioning in a limited way, and symptoms like paralysis, slurred speech, dizziness, and loss of balance indicate that part of the brain is being deprived of blood. If these signs are not recognized in time and not treated immediately, they can lead to severe brain damage, significantly reducing the chance of recovery. However, if treated within the first 3 to 6 hours, recovery chances are much higher. If you or a loved one experiences unusual signs such as numbness in the limbs, slurred speech, dizziness, loss of balance, or severe headaches, don't ignore them. These symptoms are not normal and could be early warnings of a stroke. Call a loved one or emergency services at 115 immediately for timely assistance. Strokes need to be treated within the golden 3 to 6 hours, and prompt medical intervention can save lives and reduce permanent damage. Recognizing and promptly addressing early warning signs of a stroke not only helps save lives, but also reduces long-term neurological damage, giving the patient a better chance for a quick recovery and a return to normal life. Every minute counts, and timely action can make a significant difference in protecting the health and life of the elderly. Finally, remember that a stroke is not a fate, but the result of bad habits that we easily overlook in our daily lives. It can be completely prevented if we listen to our bodies and change these harmful habits. Don't wait until a stroke occurs to start caring about your health. By making small changes in your daily habits, you are doing something significant for your health. Start today, for your health and for the loved ones around you. Health is not something that can be delayed. Take care of it and protect it now.